In Australia, more than 38,000 missing persons reports are received by the police each year. While most people are found within a short period of time, there remain approximately 2,600 long-term missing persons, those who have been missing for more than 3 months. The impact on their families and friends is devastating. Will you be the one to help solve one of these unsolved missing persons cases? Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new here. I'm Andrea M, and this is Missing Down Under Season 3. If missing people, the paranormal, true crime, unsolved mysteries, disasters are your kind of thing, that's mainly all that we do here, along with a lot of paranormal investigating to come. So if that sounds like it's up your alley and you're new to this channel, I would ask you if you would please consider subscribing to us. We are trying to get to our first 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys would like to help us out with that, that would be great. I'd love to see you back here. So today's story is about a girl from right here in the Clarence Valley who went missing 13 years ago. She's never been found, there's no trace of her, and I did notice with Missing Persons Week in Australia last week, her family were appealing again for anybody to come forward with information about their missing daughter and sister. So I'm going to get into the video right now, and this one is an important one for me because, like I said, she's a Grafton girl like me. She was very young when she went missing, and I remember when she went missing. So hopefully maybe this video will reach somebody who knows something and could give the family closure that they need and a chance to farewell their daughter and sister and friend in a manner befitting to her. So rumour and mystery continue to surround the disappearance of a 19-year-old woman from Grafton 13 years ago. As the coroner on Thursday the 2nd of December 2020 ruled, she is likely to be deceased. Theories and whispers of drug overdoses, a fatal altercation, and bodies being dumped in rivers have swirled through the Grafton community after the Indigenous young lady Jasmine Morris, or Jasmine Moore as she was also known, was last seen by her family on October 6th of 2009. Deputy State Coroner Derek Lee recommended that her case be referred to the New South Wales Police Unsolved Homicide Squad for investigation after he found that Ms. Morris, on the balance of probabilities, died on or around the date of her disappearance. Following a 4-day inquest at Coffs Harbour in November of 2020, the coroner was unable to make any new findings about how or where she died. Jasmine Morris or Moore was only 19 years old when she vanished without a trace. Since then, the police and her family are no closer to finding answers into Jasmine's disappearance. On the day of her disappearance, Jasmine was last seen the afternoon of October 6, 2009, when she told her mother that she was going to the pub. During the coroner's inquest, the court heard that there were several rumours which suggested she may have met with foul play. According to a local woman, her former partner had told her shortly before his death that Ms. Morris was killed during a fatal altercation with another woman at the South Grafton Marina, and her body was dumped in the nearby river. This has never been substantiated. There were also rumours which all differed in some key details, however, suggesting that Ms. Morris may also have died of an illegal substance overdose, and then her body was dumped or buried elsewhere, or possibly thrown into the ocean or one of the rivers here in the Clarence Valley. It can be seen that several rumours and theories have circulated, largely in the Grafton community, in the years since Jasmine was reported missing, Mr. Lee said. Despite the police investigation, little evidence has been discovered which corroborates any of the rumours. Mr. Lee noted that several of the people involved in the rumours were considered unreliable witnesses because they in turn also were partaking in certain substances at the time, and there was no objective evidence to corroborate their accounts. Neither the police nor the inquest has been able to effectively separate rumour from verifiable fact, Mr. Lee said. Mr. Lee also identified several problems with the initial police investigation, including that it took 21 months for her disappearance to be referred to him as the coroner. He said usually if there was no evidence of life in 12 months, the matter would have been referred to the coroner. However, in Miss Morris's case, this was not done until July of 2011. It is evident that there had been several shortcomings associated with the missing persons investigation in Jasmine's case, Mr. Lee said. Despite unsubstantiated rumours of Jasmine's use of illegal substances and also unsubstantiated rumours of selling certain favours for cash to buy said substances with, on one and a very important account most close to this case would agree on, that Jasmine Morris, or Moore, as she was also known, as we keep saying, was a beautiful and vivacious young lady with her whole life ahead of her. She had a family who loved her and is still missing her. So I think it's appropriate to look deeper into Jasmine's life, as her family knew her in the preceding years leading up to her tragic disappearance. And most of the information that I will be relaying to you in this case has come straight from the Australian Missing Persons Register, and the information that is available there, and you can look it up yourself if you would like to, and it comes from the actual full coroner's report that Justice Lee wrote in 2020. So if you would like to see it, just go to the Australian Missing Persons Register and look up Jasmine Morris or Jasmine Moore, and you can see the information for yourself. So this is mainly what I am using for this case today. Jasmine was born on the 18th of February 1990 in Victoria to her parents Donna Jehoffian, I hope I've said that right, and Brian Moore. Mr. Moore was not involved in Jasmine's life or her upbringing. Jasmine initially lived in Shepparton, Victoria, and later moved with her mother to Coffs Harbour. When Jasmine was 8 years old, she and her mother, together with Jasmine's younger sister Lisa, moved to Grafton. Jasmine initially attended Grafton Primary School and later South Grafton High School before leaving in Year 8 when she was just 14 years old. Despite the personal challenges that Jasmine experienced from a young age, she was described as a beautiful girl who had matured into a lovely young woman. Donna described Jasmine as someone who was always willing to make time for others and selflessly put the needs of others ahead of her own. It is clear that Jasmine is much loved and greatly missed by her family members, in particular Donna and Lisa. It is upsetting to know that the years of uncertainty that have followed since Jasmine was last seen alive have been extremely difficult for both Donna and Lisa to bear. Now we're going to track to the background to the report of Jasmine as a missing person. Jasmine was alleged to be the victim of 2 SAs, one when she was only 12, the other when she was just 16. After leaving school, Jasmine began to drink and smoke illegal substances on a regular basis, according to the report. Jasmine had her first interaction with police in December of 2002. Between this date and the 28th of September 2009, Jasmine had a number of further interactions with the police, and that would result in her being arrested a total of 13 times for a variety of property and other offences. Some of these interactions resulted in Jasmine appearing before the Children's Court, with one matter resulting in Jasmine's detention in custody for approximately 3 months after bail was refused. After initially smoking said substances, it appears that Jasmine began using other illicit substances sometime in 2007. Sometime in late 2007 or early 2008, Donna noted that Jasmine had ceased using intravenous substances but did continue to smoke. Following this, Jasmine moved into her own caravan at the caravan park. However, sometime later, Jasmine began using intravenous substances again. In 2008, Jasmine also reportedly began frequenting an all-night service station located on the Pacific Highway South Grafton and met with a number of truck drivers in order to hitchhike. It has been suggested that Jasmine may also have engaged in this behaviour to trade certain favours in exchange for money in order to buy the substances. One such truck driver that Jasmine met lived in Brisbane at the time. Jasmine and the truck driver later formed a sexual relationship. Over the following 12 months, Jasmine frequently visited her boyfriend in Brisbane, often staying for weeks at a time. This relationship later ended in about April 2009. In 2009, Jasmine was known to frequent the area around the Post Office Hotel in South Grafton, where she apparently sought to obtain money, substances, and alcohol from other persons who also frequented the area. And as many of the people involved in Jasmine's case are still in the local area, and there's no substantial proof that anybody that was mentioned in the report by name was involved in her disappearance, I am not naming the names of the people that were involved for their protection and also my own, and also for the protection of Jasmine's family. So if you're wondering why nobody's being named, that's why. It's to protect everybody involved. It was evident from their observations of her behaviour that by October 2009, Jasmine was a highly vulnerable person. She had a relatively lengthy history of illicit substance abuse for someone of such a young age. She had had a number of interactions with the police, including the time she spent in detention. She had formed volatile relationships with much older people, and she had engaged in risk-taking behaviour in order, as we said before, to acquire money and substances. And she lived an itinerant lifestyle and frequently associated with other persons who engaged in the same uses that she did. So we get into the missing persons report. As noted previously, Jasmine lived a largely itinerant lifestyle and was known to keep her personal belongings at different locations where she would stay temporarily. In the weeks leading up to Jasmine going missing, she had been staying in a spare room at the home of one of her mother's friends. However, Jasmine only stayed at the house intermittently and often stayed with other persons at different locations. The friend last saw Jasmine on the morning of the 29th of September 2009, when Jasmine left the house at around 6 a.m. After this date, it appears that Jasmine went to stay with another friend during the last 2 weeks in September 2009. Again, Jasmine only stayed with the friend intermittently, who last saw her on the 2nd of October 2009. Also on this date, Donna and Lisa moved from a woman's refuge to a unit in Grafton. It appears that Jasmine went to stay with Donna and Lisa for the 4 nights leading up to the 6th of October 2009. Donna last saw Jasmine on the afternoon of Tuesday, the 6th of October 2009, when Jasmine left home at around 3 p.m, informing her mother that she was going to the pub. At that time, Jasmine was wearing a long black skirt, a purple shirt, and was carrying a black-coloured Roxy brand backpack. Donna noted that Jasmine did not appear to be under the influence of any substances or alcohol at that time. On the 20th of October 2009, after not having seen Jasmine for about 2 weeks, Donna went to Grafton Police Station and reported Jasmine as missing. Police attempted to call Jasmine a number of times on her mobile phone, but with no answer. Donna provided police with 2 phone numbers that had been written on a piece of paper by Jasmine. Police subsequently called both numbers and discovered they belonged to truck drivers who had had previous interactions with Jasmine. However, both truck drivers indicated they had not seen nor spoken to Jasmine for about a month. Inquiries made by police during the initial stages of the missing persons investigation reveals the following. A family member told police that he spoke to Jasmine on the phone on the afternoon of October 6, 2009. And he had told Jasmine to meet him at the post office hotel, which was the pub she was going to. He also informed police that he later met Jasmine as arranged and subsequently saw Jasmine again at the Bilo complex, which is now the Coles complex in South Grafton, sometime between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. At this time, he also reported seeing Jasmine talking to an unknown male person who he had not seen before. The person was also seated in the driver's seat of a white-coloured van. Another friend of Jasmine's told police that he saw Jasmine sometime in the morning on the 6th of October 2009 outside the post office hotel. He asserted that Jasmine asked him if he knew anyone who might be able to supply her with some illicit substances. He told Jasmine that he didn't, and Jasmine reportedly said that she would see if she could find somebody then herself, and that she would see him later. Jasmine last accessed her bank account on the 28th of September 2009 when she withdrew her fortnightly Centrelink payment. This was in accordance with Jasmine's usual practice of withdrawing her Centrelink payment on the same day that it was paid into her account. A subsequent Centrelink payment was deposited into Jasmine's account on the 7th of October 2009. However, this payment was not withdrawn as was Jasmine's custom. On the 2nd of November 2009, police conducted a canvass of the South Grafton shopping centre in an attempt to locate CCTV footage from the 6th of October 2009. This initial canvass did not yield anything of investigative value. However, investigating police subsequently obtained CCTV footage from the Bilo for the 6th of October 2009. A review of this footage showed no evidence of Jasmine being at the Bilo on this date. Also, on the 2nd of November 2009, an initial media release was circulated with Jasmine reported as missing. A number of further media releases were circulated over the subsequent 10 days, with police only receiving a minimal public response to each release and no information considered to be of investigative value. Members of the public reported to police a number of sightings of Jasmine. For example, a local community liaison officer knew Jasmine and reported that he believed that he saw her on the afternoon of the 29th of October 2009 in South Grafton in the company of an unknown male. However, he did not speak to Jasmine and could not be certain that it was her that he saw. Similarly, Jasmine was reportedly seen at the Grafton Ex-Servicemen's Club on the 3rd of November 2009, which happened to be Melbourne Cup Day, within the company of a number of other female people. However, none of the reported sightings were ever able to be verified by the police. And this leads us to the official findings from the coroner, as worded in the coroner's report. Having regard to the matters set out above, the conclusion that must sadly be reached is that, on the balance of probabilities, Jasmine is now deceased. It is a significant part of this conclusion that in more than 11 years since Jasmine was last known to be alive, despite repeated checks, no evidence has been found of any signs of life. Indeed, to the extent that any reliance at all can be placed on the rumours that have circulated since Jasmine was reported missing, it is noted that they all consistently refer to the fact that Jasmine is most likely now deceased. In the absence of Jasmine's body, the coroner referred her case to the Unsolved Homicide Unit, owing to the unusual circumstances in which Jasmine disappeared, with foul play being unable to be ruled out. Jasmine Morris was 19 years old when she disappeared on the 6th of October 2009 in the area of South Grafton, New South Wales. She is described as Indigenous in appearance with curly brown hair and brown eyes. She was wearing a purple shirt with a long black skirt and was also carrying a black Roxy brand backpack. If you have any information that can lead the police to the whereabouts of Jasmine Morris or Jasmine Moore, please call Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000, and you may remain anonymous if you so choose. Also, it will give her family some much-needed answers and a chance to farewell their beloved daughter, sister and friend in the manner that they deserve. And that brings us to the case of a very close to home one for me, one of our own. And I truly hope to see this case solved in the future and some much-needed closure finally given to Jasmine's family. And I will say this at the end of this video, that my heart and my prayers and my condolences go out to Jasmine's family. After 13 years, this has been a difficult time that until her case is solved will never be over for them. And it's hard to see any family going through a missing persons case such as this, where such a beloved family member has gone missing. It doesn't matter the age, but when it's a young person who didn't get to live their life and reach their full potential and just get to experience everything that the rest of us do, I find it particularly upsetting and particularly heinous. So if you know anything, if you saw anything, please contact the police, and you can remain anonymous if you so wish. And that brings us to the end of Jasmine's case. As always, if we do get any updates or the case does become solved in the near future, I will update you guys and let you know how the police are doing and how Jasmine's family are doing. So thank you all again for watching, and I just hope that this helps in some sort of a way. It's upsetting to see her family regularly coming back into the news with nothing. So I just hope this video can help in some way. So anyway, as I said, thank you all again for watching. Please stay tuned as we have another Bushrangers episode coming up in True Crime Down Under. Something a little bit more lighthearted and fun to step away from some of these darker cases. We have a huge paranormal investigation coming up in 2 weeks. But as usual, if you want to know where we're going, you're going to have to keep watching the channel. And I also have something special planned for October for spooky season. But there's going to be a short running on the channel that will explain all of that and how you guys can get involved. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So thank you all again. Please, everybody, stay safe. Do not end up as a case on my channel. I'd hate to see anybody end up as a case on my channel. Stay safe. Be aware. Always be aware of your surroundings. Just be aware of what's around you at all times. Don't go anywhere on your own. I mean, I know I keep saying that, but please don't. Just always have somebody with you. Like, even if you're leaving somewhere and you can grab a security guard or somebody else who works there, if you're working late, to walk you to your car, make sure you get in and drive away. And, make sure you've got somebody waiting for you at home, or at least phone a family member and say, okay, I'm home. I'm leaving my car. I'm going to the front door. If I don't ring you back within 5 minutes, can you come looking for me? It's just little things like this that help to stop people going missing. I know it doesn't always work, but any type of self-awareness or just checking in with your loved ones does help in these cases. So that's all from me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.